Hello, everybody. Today we talk about the usage of certain words which sound pretty close to each other, and so people make a lot of mistakes, and there is inappropriate usage of these words. So today we discuss these commonly confused words, and the first set of words that we talk about is effect versus effect. A effect and E effect. Now, most of the people think that these words, they have the same meaning, and very simply, we can swap their usage and they can be used interchangeably. But that is not the case. First and the foremost thing that I would like to point out is there is difference in the pronunciation of two words as well. A effect is pronounced as effect and E effect is pronounced as effect. So it is effect versus effect. So first we talk about A effect, which is a verb. The meaning of A effect is to act on or to bring about a change in something or someone. For instance, winters affect my mood. Or very simply put, you can say, winters, they act on my mood. So this is how we use A effect. Other examples that we can have it, we can say are, it affects me negatively when people misinterpret my words. Means the action of people misinterpreting my words, it has a negative effect or it acts negatively on my temperament. Teachers' words affected me. They had some impact, they had some influence on me. So it shows a kind of action, and that is the meaning of A effect. Now, coming to its other cousin, E effect. E effect is usually used as a noun, and it simply means impact, result, or a consequence. And how can we use it in sentences? Like, what do you think will be the effect of India's new foreign policy? The net effect was increase in sales, means that was the end result, that was the end consequences. And I hope all of you are familiar with a very common phrase that we use in today's entertainment industry: special effects. Now, special effects means something which is supposed to have some special impact or a consequence. Now, it might happen. Here we discuss that how A effect is used and E effect is used. But in our everyday life, initially at least, when we are using these words verbally or in the written language, we might get a little confused that how do we use this word? What was the finer difference? For that, I give you a shortcut or I give you a trick, and that is called the raven trick. So I hope you have heard this word raven before. Anyways, raven, it is a wild crow. One is the crow which we see in our homes in metropolitan areas, in urban areas, and raven is the cousin of crow which is seen in the forest or in the wild. Though both the birds, they belong to the same family, but the difference between the two is that the raven is larger in size, it is darker in color, and its cawing is more harsh to human ears than its city cousin, than its urban cousin. So, and Raven, if you happen to read novel or dramas written by Shakespeare, there is a lot of reference to Raven in context of, black magic, some secret potions, occult, etc., etc. So in the Raven, forget the letter R. Uh, on this slide, I have written A effect is a verb and E effect is a noun. So just notice the first letters of these four words. A and we, that is R-A-V, and E and N, that is E-N. So if we put all these four letters together, along with the letter R, it becomes raven. So just remember the raven, and we would remember A effect, verb, and E effect noun. Okay, friends, now I have a small little quiz for me. Let's see how well we have understood the difference between A effect and E effect. The first sentence that we have is, rains have no effect on me. Which one do you think is the right answer? Think. Rains have no impact or they have no consequence on me. So what is the right option? Option B, B for Bombay. Coming to the next sentence, winning of Olympic gold winning of Olympic gold has affected the morale of the youth of a country. It has affected. So what is the meaning of the word here? Means it has some influence. It refers to a kind of action. So here the right option is option A. Moving over to the third sentence, no one could have predicted what effect Corona would have on global economy. So yes, I think you are very correct in your thought process that here we are talking about the impact or the consequence of Corona. So here again, the right answer is option B, Bombay. Teachers affect students in a positive way. So here we are talking about what how do they have an influence. Okay, it's again referring to a kind of an action. So here the right option is option A. So what is the answer key? B, A, B, A. Now, another such set of words that we talk about and people make some mistakes in their usage is two words, unless and until. I'm sure all of you, everybody here, has heard about both the words. They're very common words. I don't think they need any introduction. But despite the commonality of these words, still we as users make a wrong usage, or we do not understand what is the finer difference between the two words. The first word, unless, it refers to a kind of precondition which must be met. Like, one cannot succeed in life unless one is sincere and dedicated. Means for success in life, there is one precondition which has to be met. That is sincerity and dedication. So without these two very, very important prerequisites, success in life is not possible. So here we use the word unless. Second example, unless our demands are met, we are not going to leave the premises. There is some workers' union, they are protesting and they issue an ultimatum that unless you don't fulfill our demands, no way are we evacuating this place. And notice one thing, the word unless, it can be used in the middle of the sentence, or it can also be used in the beginning of the sentence. Similarly, now we talk about another word, until. The meaning or the broader meaning of word until is also similar, but then there is a finer connotation attached to it. Until always refers to a time deadline to which one must always adhere to. Like, the police cannot arrest the thief until he surrenders. Means till the time he is not under police captivity, police cannot arrest him. Wait until you are called. Means for that much time you have to wait. There are no shortcuts. You cannot accelerate the process. So that is the major difference between unless and until. Unless, it is kind of sort of a prerequisite. It's a kind of a warning. And until, there is always time frame attached to it. Another thing you would have noticed, many people, they use at certain places, both these words, they are used together, like a phrase, unless and until. Now here, we combine both the terms, both the connotations together. And why do people use them together? They are being used for extra emphasis. Whenever they want to show the gravity of situation, or they want to highlight the urgency of situation, so we can use these phrases together. So it's not that they're mutually exclusive or they're distinct. Rather, they can act as complementary phrases as well. Like, you cannot succeed in life unless and until you are sincere and dedicated. So here we are putting in both the meanings, unless as a condition also, and until the time frame as well. Unless and until you submit all the receipts, I cannot initiate the payment. So here he is just trying to highlight like how urgent, how important is the submission of the receipts, so that this person can start the payment process. And again, I hope you have noticed one thing. Unless and until, they can be placed somewhere in the middle of the sentence, or they can also be used in the beginning of the sentence. So friends, I hope the meaning of these two commonly confusing words, affect and effect, it is clear. And similarly, unless and until, though we have been using so commonly in our everyday life, we are aware of the finer difference between the two words. We use them frequently, but now with a better knowledge, knowing exactly that what do these words they mean. Okay, friends, thank you so much. Use them correctly and happy learning.